greatest of all time, Pensacola's finest, an undisputed champion at 4 different weight classes. Saul Canelo Alvarez.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from Pensacola, Florida, here is a middleweight, a super middleweight, a light heavyweight, and a heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. Fighting out of the blue corner from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, here is Mexico's first ever undisputed world champion and renowned star of boxing. Here is a 4-division world champion and an undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
How will these two fighters handle the outdoors? We're fighting under the sun here for this big showdown.
It's hard. You've got to concentrate, preserve that energy, because when the heat's on you and you get hit, that's double heat.
What a great venue and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. The build up to this fight has been incredible. Both of these men verbally sparring for weeks, and now they get it on for real. The straight right just misses. Not a lot of defense here at all. There's a counter shot. Open air stadium, blazing sun. What do you think about this?
This is taking boxing back to its roots. Outside, where you've got the crowd there, you can hear everything. You've got the breeze of the wind. You've got the heat of the sun. You know when you're doing this? Your feet are on fire. They're on fire in the ring.
Good. Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. Keeping those gloves up, the guard high, paying dividends as it seems that moment of trouble has passed.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely done. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Punch, counter punch. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this part will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Beautiful counter punch. And he scores with the counter. Jab slightly off target. Beautiful counter shot. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. Caution being thrown to the wind. How about that time counter shot? He threw a punch and just got countered. He wasn't ready for that counter punch. They threw the hook. It didn't land. A perfect counter shot. That counter shot lands. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally.
Get this boxing back together.
Here we go for round 2. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
punch caught him clean. Nice counter shot. The counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Counterpunch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Nice counter. Failing to score with that right hook. Nice counter shot. Good counter punching. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
To beat a counterpuncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Perfect counter lands. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. What skill being displayed here between these two middleweights? Those counter punches have to hurt. The courage on display here is incredible. They exchange punches. Catch and shoot. A swing and a miss with the left hook. Well done with that counter shot. They won't give us a second to catch our breath. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Love it, that jab slick.
Carry a jab, basic. Just get your rhythm back, and then we go again.
That right hand, beautiful, beautiful. That's it. Start sticking a few.
Get focused and get your mind back on the job. Get back out there and win the round.
That was a terrible round, that is. Come on, you've let him back in the fight. You're much better than this guy.
The bell rings and we start the third. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. The straight right just misses. They drop their guard, they get caught. Straight right just misses. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed. Nice counter punch. Nice counter. They're both trying for a knockout. Jab does not score. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
And he scores with the counter. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one. There's the bell for round 4. Got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Back and forth they go. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Punch, counter punch. That hook won't score. That punch is beginning to take its toll. Nice counter shot. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those popped areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Missing with the left hook. Counter punching. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
He blocks the right uppercut. Good counter punch. So much firepower here. They exchange punches. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as a fighter and a cornerman.
I like that round.
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Good counter punching. A perfect counter lands. do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
We have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed. It's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. That counter shot lands. Timing beats speed. Speed beats power. That counter shot lands. Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive. Whoa, wait a minute! Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Punch, counter punch. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. The straight right just misses. We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the flyweight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. Do you know the amazing fights at a middleweight are ridiculous? That is what writes our history book.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
Dominance, without a doubt, make it look so easy.
Round, third round, I like it. I'm happy.
Here we go in the 6th round. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Cards, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. How about that time counter shot? His stamina is off the charts. Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped. What an upset here as Alvarez goes down. I don't think we can truly appreciate what we saw unless we see it in slow motion.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
So they'll make it up, and this fight continues.
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Halfway through the round, and they've got some work to do to get back into it.
Not the best start, but you know what? The cornermen now, it's down to them doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, right, freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
Incredible work rate. Beautiful counter shot. It's all offense all the time. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Alvarez in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
Can make or break it.
Breathe.
There's the bell to start round 7. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
Todd, listen to me.
And he's going to take a knee.
What you seen right there is a heartbroken fighter.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Nothing else he could do there but take a knee to stop the beating.
Best thing the fighter did. Otherwise, you know what? Pride's going to get you knocked out.
That hook just can't find the target. They exchange punches. I want to think of holding on here for a minute. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just...
Oh my goodness, I want to see that one more time.
I need to see that again.
Well, they're back up on their feet, but I'm not sure why.
Hard, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up on the stool again? That was a shot.
Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. So tense anymore, trying to loosen things up. I like it. Looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. How about Alvarez in that last round? Well, this is a very important break here for this fighter. They've been knocked down twice. Corner might be thinking about stopping it here.
Unbelievable.
He's on your lead.
And there's the bell for round 8. Let's see if they can shake off the cobwebs after a day. So he's going to take a knee here and get the mandatory 8 count.
That's really dented the ego. You don't want your opponent to see you do that.
what else could they do but to take a knee here?
Absolutely gassed out, didn't know what to do, and hurt on top of that.
You'd like to see more jabs. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Nope, that jab not going to score. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. Big shot, and Alvarez is on the canvas. And look at that body shot. They couldn't have thrown it any better.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
You saw it here live, a knockout win. Congratulations.
What a build-up, what a journey towards this fight, what a fight itself. The crowd enjoyed it, the fighters enjoyed it, I certainly enjoyed it, and what a way to end the fight. There's no mistake there about who won. What a shot.